you know that thing you are saying is the reason why you did not do something or why you did something is not the truth. But you have told yourself that, this is the thing this is what I'm going to say. You have convinced yourself to believe that this is why. When deep down, you know that that is not the reason. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Annie Berry's Corner, and I'm really excited to have you here. I do book reviews, perfume reviews, I react to tweets, posts, videos that I find funny or controversial. This is actually our second video, and I hope you like it. And if you're a first time viewer, which you most likely are, please subscribe to my channel and like this video so we can reach more people. Today's video is going to be a book review, our very first book review, and the book we're going to be reviewing today is The 10 Times Rule by Grant Cardone. This is my copy. I've been seeing this book for a while before I decided to buy it. Like, I watched some reviews before I was finally convinced that okay, I need to get this book. But trust me when I tell you that this book exceeded every expectation I had when I bought it. Like, it is value packed. It gives you a fresh perspective when it comes to looking at success. I know there are so many books that talks about success, failure, how to overcome this and that, but this book gave me a fresh perspective. Now, we cannot discuss this book in its entirety. Like, the value this book has cannot be discussed in one video. Trust me, if we do that, this video is not going to have an end. So I'm just going to be discussing my favorite chapters in this book. So the book consists of 23 chapters, and these chapters are really short, like they are 5 to 6 pages long, some are less. Just a few of the chapters are above that 6 page number. So moving on, let's get into the review, like the book itself. The first chapter I'll be talking about is chapter 1. What is the 10X rule? Now, this chapter tells us what the book is about, right? What to expect, what the 10 times rule is about. From this book, I got that the 10 times rule consists of two things: one, setting 10 times goals, and two, applying 10 times efforts. Okay, and that makes sense because if you're going to be setting goals that are 10 times what you can achieve or what you think you can achieve, then you are definitely going to need to put in a humongous amount of effort, 10 times effort. This chapter also talks about the biggest mistakes people make when setting their goals or when setting their targets. The first mistake is mistargeting. Now, this is simply when you set goals that are too low to motivate you, right? When you set goals that require just the barest minimum effort, that you feel like, okay, I can do this anytime. So you are not motivated to do anything at all because you feel like it's something that you can achieve at any time. Now, the next mistake people make is underestimating what it will take to achieve a goal, right? Now, this one spoke to me personally because I remember in 2022 I set a goal, like for the beginning of this year. I wanted to do 10 million naira in revenue in the first 6 months of 2023. Yeah. So when I set the goal, I did not put into perspective the amount of extra work I'm going to have to put in. I will have to increase my marketing budget. I did not think that I will have to reach this amount of people in this amount of time in order to realize this goal. I just said I wanted a 10 million naira in revenue. And I just thought that, okay, I don't know. I was applying the law of attraction. Like, the law of attraction is good, but then you still have to put in the work. So people set goals and do not put into perspective the amount of work it's going to take to achieve those goals. So when they don't achieve it, they are disappointed. But the thing is, you have to put these things into perspective. You have to think about what it will take to achieve your goal. Now, the next thing is spending too much time competing. Now, this is something we're going to talk about in a later chapter. I don't think we can cover that here. But according to this book, you should not be aspiring to be competing. You should not be aspiring to compete with anybody. You should aspire to dominate in your field. So when you spend too much time competing, you are thinking about what your competition is doing instead of you to be thinking of how to achieve your own goals. You are looking at your competitors and what they are doing. That time would have been spent doing more productive things for your own growth. Now, the last mistake he talked about is underestimating things that could go wrong. Now, when you are planning on paper, it is very sweet, it's very easy, when you are setting targets, it's very easy, but we fail to realize that things are not always what they seem like. Life can happen at any time, and we fail to put into perspective that okay, something can go wrong. What if something goes wrong? What do I do? We do not put all those things in perspective. So when we set the goal and things are not going the way we thought they would go, we are disappointed and we give up. But the truth is, if we had put this in perspective from the beginning, it will not deter us. It will not push us to the extent of giving up. Those are the four mistakes people make when setting targets. People, including me. Okay, that's for the first chapter. Now, the second chapter we're going to be looking at is chapter 5. There is no shortage of success. Now, I really loved this chapter because this chapter explained the fact that success is not limited to a number of people. Success is not reserved for a category of people. Okay, you can literally be successful. We can all be successful if we decide to put in the work. Success leaves footprints, but are we ready to do what it takes to become successful? One person becoming successful does not mean that the next person cannot become successful. That time, if that was the case, it would mean that it's a competition. But success is not a competition. Okay, this person being successful does not deter you from being successful. It is not a game of football that one team must win and the other team must lose. So success, there is no shortage in success. That's basically what this chapter was talking about. You don't have to view success as something that will run out. Say, if I'm not successful, if this person first me to become successful, I will not be able to become successful. That is not what success is. Success, everybody can be successful if they are willing to put in the work and do what it takes to become successful. And the next chapter I want to look at is chapter 7. This chapter is, I think this is my favorite chapter. This chapter is titled The 4 Degrees of Action. Now, according to Grant Cardone, there are 4 levels of action that people take when working towards their goal or basically just in life. There are 4 types of action takers in life. Yes, let me put it like that. Now, the first set of people are the people who do nothing. Yeah, that like what the book says is exactly what it sounds like. People who just sit and accept whatever life has thrown to them. These are the people that believe if it's meant for me, it will come. It will find me. It will find its way and come to me. These people do nothing to achieve their goals. They can talk, they can say, I want this thing, I want this thing, but they do not work towards it. They do not put in any extra effort to make that dream or that goal a reality. So the next set of people are the retreaters. Now these people they try to put in effort. They try to go after their goals, but they encounter some problems. They encounter some challenges and it makes them to withdraw. Like they get scared that what if I lose everything? Imagine they start out, they go halfway, and because of some challenges, they are afraid to move further because they don't want to lose everything. Now, these people, when they retreat, they don't just retreat, they give themselves excuses. They tell themselves that okay, I'm not weak for giving up on my dream. I'm not wrong for giving up on this dream because this thing happened. Like they try to justify giving up, and they make sure that they've convinced themselves that the decision that they took to give up was not a wrong one. Now, the third degree of action takers, or the third set of people, are the people who do the barest minimum. The people who take normal level of actions. They do just enough to go by, to pass a stage. Like they are not all in. They just do the barest minimum to get by. They do enough so that people will say, okay, you are really trying. But deep down, they know that they are not giving all they can be given. I think this is the category I fall in, but I'm working towards it now. Then the last set of people, or the last degree of action takers, are the ones who go all in. Those who take massive action. Now, these people, they are the ones that do whatever it takes to achieve their goals. They are willing to put in the work. They don't make excuses. They do all it takes to achieve their goals. They take massive levels of actions. Now, this is the category I want to belong to. I don't know about you, but if you are putting in more effort, you are going to be getting more results. So it's a win-win for you. Now, moving on, the next chapter we're going to be talking about is chapter 9, 10 times goals. Now, what this chapter is basically telling us is set 10 times the goal you think you can achieve. So let's say you want to increase your sales goal. You are currently doing 100,000 per month in revenue. Now, naturally, you will be expected to set a goal like set 200,000. Set a goal to be doing 200,000 per month in revenue as against 100,000 that you're currently doing. But this book is telling you set a goal of a 1 million naira a month. Set a goal that you want to be generating 1 million naira in revenue per month instead of setting that you want to be getting 200,000. The reason is if you set the goal that you want to be getting a 1 million naira and you start putting in the effort, you are most likely to exceed the actual goal that you think you are able to that you think you'll be able to achieve. What do I mean? Let's say you set your goal to a 1 million naira, you set your revenue goals to a 1 million naira, you want to sell 1 million naira in a month, and you are doing 100,000 naira before, and you start putting in the effort to reach a 1 million naira sales target. Now, you are most likely going to fall between bad as bad, you're going to do at least maybe 500k in revenue if you start putting in the efforts required to reach a 1 million naira in revenue. But there is no way you are going to go below the 200,000 naira that naturally you should be able you would have thought you would be able to like scale to. I don't know if you get it, Sha, but that was what I understood from that chapter. If you need a better perspective, you should get the book, which is the purpose of this review, to convince you to get the book. So 10 times rule tells you set 10 times the goal that you think you can achieve, so that when you start working towards that goal, there is no way you fall below what you actually thought you would be able to achieve. Okay, if that does not make sense, buy the book and read it. It will make more sense. Moving on, we're going to talk about the next chapter now, chapter 10. Now, chapter 10 says competition is for sissies. Like I said in the chapter 1 review, this chapter talks about living competition. It's telling you don't focus on competing with people. Okay, work on dominating your field, work on becoming a standard that people in your field look up to instead of competing. Try to find out what you can do to stand out, what you can do to become a voice in your field. There's a quote from the book that I like. I'm going to read it now. They said, if the old saying is competition is healthy, the new saying is if competition is healthy, then domination is immunity. See, think it later. I don't know about you, but when I read that, and I was like, damn, this makes so much sense. And I'm going to give you some real life examples. Like on Instagram, if you think about marketing, there is no way you would not think about Niger brand chick. Or if they ask you, who can you recommend to teach Instagram marketing? Who can you recommend to teach how to host fairs, like trade fairs and all of that? Nigeria brand chick is going to come to mind. Why? Because she has been able to dominate that field. She has been able to stay top of mind in the minds of business owners. So when you hear Nigeria brand chick say, no, that woman will try when it comes to marketing, no, whatever she markets, she will sell. So if you are not already following Nigeria brand chick and you're a business person and you're on Instagram, I don't know what you're doing. No. Follow Nigeria brand chick. If not for anything, just for the motivation, follow Nigeria brand chick. You are going to see that anything is possible. It is possible for you to make sales. It's possible for you to sell millions online if you are willing to put in the work. Now, this chapter says, don't go and be doing competition. Find your voice and dominate in your space. Okay, I'm going to apply this to myself, to my businesses. I'm going to find my voice and I'm going to stand out. And I hope you apply this too. You can also read the book to get more insights on this. Now, the next chapter we're going to be talking about is chapter 14, expand, never contract. Now, this chapter literally made me think about the country right now, like the situation that we are in right now, the inflation and everything. Now, this book says when there is like an economic recession or if when something bad happens in society, people tend to safeguard themselves, right? we've been experiencing crazy hike in prices of things and everything, and people are trying to manage. Okay, they've been buying this thing before, they don't want to buy it again though. Let me manage my money so that I will not go broke. But this book is saying that now business owners are saying, let me stop doing adverts, or let me stop, this is looking like a waste, let me not waste money. But this book is saying it is in times like that you're supposed to go all out the most. Because when you do that, let me not lie on this man's head though. Let me go and check what he said. He said, because contracting is a form of retreating. When you start saying that, okay, let me reduce this, you are retreating. You are saying, okay, let me not do this now. Let me not take this action now. Let me stop this project now because of how things are. This book is saying, because contracting is a form of retreating, it violates the concept of the 10 times rule, which demands that you continue to act, produce, and create in massive quantities, regardless of the situation or circumstances. So no matter what is going on, you should stay on track with your goals. Don't don't stop your project. Don't stop your process. Right? Don't stop the process of achieving your goals because of what is happening around you. So these are things that you should think about when you are setting your goals. You should think that challenges can always come up. So when you already have that mindset, and things start going sideways, you will be like, okay, let me stay on course. You have to stay on course. You have to expand when things are not. You have to keep putting in your effort, putting in all, taking your actions despite whatever that is going on at that time. So that's chapter 14. Expand, do not contract. Now the next chapter we're going to talk about is the myth of time management. When I tell you that this chapter spoke to me, I'm not kidding you. Time is never enough, especially in recent times. Time, it seems like I have 10 hours in a day, because before I do one or two things and I check the time, I see that it's already 4 p.m. and I'm like, and then that's when you now see people telling you that, Anita, you just forget me, or I barely even have time to do like to I barely have time to do the things that are required for my business to go on smoothly. And you are complaining that I don't forget you, my guy. I don't even remember me. But anyways, that's not what this book is talking about. This book is just telling us that time management is a myth, because things will keep coming up. No matter how good a time planner that you are, you cannot always plan your time every day. Whatever you plan, things will always come up. See, time is never enough. Just take the actions that you need to take as soon as you can. Because there will never be a good enough time. You will never have enough time. There will never be a free time. There are always things that you need to do. So if you are interested in being successful, then take actions, do the things that will lead you to that success any chance that you get. That's basically what that chapter is talking about. Don't think about time management as something that, hey, okay, let me just take the action as soon as you can take it, because time will never be enough, no matter how much you manage it. That's what me I got from the chapter. Read the book to see things for your own self. We're almost getting to the end of this video. If you like this video so far, please subscribe to my channel so that I can reach more people. Thank you very much. Now moving on. The next chapter we're going to be talking about is excuses. Hey God. Another one that fired shots at me directly. Excuses. See, as soon as I saw this chapter, I laughed because I am a pro at making excuses for myself or to myself. Now they gave an explanation. They said an excuse is a justification for doing or not doing something. Okay? They said, I think dictionary implies that it's a reason. However, in reality, an excuse usually turns out to be something other than the real reason that motivates your action or lack thereof. Like, what they are basically saying is, that thing you are saying is the reason why you did not do something, or why you did something is not the truth. But you have told yourself that, this is the thing this is what I'm going to say. You have convinced yourself to believe that this is why. When deep down, you know that that is not the reason. Now, Vusite Bekwayo said something. Your excuses are valid, right? But they would not give you the results that you are hoping to achieve. So last, why are you deceiving? You are deceiving yourself. You are deceiving only yourself. Because if you say, the reason why I did not post on my Instagram is because I don't have time. that your reason is valid. Abi, when you say you don't have time, you say, oh, okay, no be lie, she get what she did do. But are you going to get a sale? Are you going to be able to sell something that you did not post, something that we would not see? How will we buy it? So your excuses are valid, but they do not give you the results that you want. So you have to, if you want to be successful, you have to let go of excuses. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You have to stop making excuses. You have to stop making excuses for not taking actions necessary to achieve your goals. Now, this includes me. I'm talking to me too because I am a pro at making excuses, but I am letting go of all of that, and it's thanks to this book. So, the last chapter we're going to talk about is successful or unsuccessful. Now, this is the longest chapter of this book. Yeah, it's the longest chapter of this book. Now, book talks about the actions successful people take in order to become successful or in order to stay successful. So now I'm going to just list them. I can start talking about them one after the other. The first one is have a can-do attitude. Now, you don't need to know everything before you accept to do something. Okay, you can accept, but you don't have to lie. Also, you don't have to lie. Like, I got a job recently, and during the interview I told them that I have never really done this before, but I am willing to learn, I am willing to give it a try, and I got the job. And trust me, I have learned so much from working with those people in the short period of time that I've been working with them. Okay, the next one is believe that I will figure it out. Okay, now whatever that you cannot do, it's basically supporting what the first one is saying. Whatever you cannot do, have a will learn attitude. Have an attitude that you can figure out anything. There's nothing that you can actually not learn. We all have the potential in us. It just takes putting in the effort, and we'll be able to achieve whatever goal that we want to achieve. We can do whatever we set out to do. Now, the next thing is focus on opportunity. It says successful people see all situations, even problems and complaints, as opportunities. Look for the opportunity in every situation. Don't join people to complain. Do not join people to complain. See, complaining it has a spirit. I'm telling you, when people see complaints, look for the opportunities in them. Even if you don't see opportunities, don't complain. Refrain from complaining. Just move on. Okay, but try to look for the opportunities in every situation. Remember that success is overcoming a challenge. Like, becoming successful requires you to overcome many challenges. So when you are faced with a problem, just see it as another challenge that you need to overcome. Okay. Now the next one is love challenges. You see what I was talking about just now. When a challenge comes your way, just know that okay, when I solve this challenge, when I'm able to overcome this, it's going to take me a step further to achieving my goal. Let that be your mindset whenever you are hit with a challenge. Don't run away. Don't retreat. Try and overcome it, because overcoming it is going to make you feel good about yourself. Trust me. It's good if when you are faced with a challenge, like when you are afraid to do something and you eventually do that thing, you will feel good about yourself, and you will be motivated to take the next action. The next one is seek to solve problems. The sixth one is persist until successful. You know what that means. The seventh one is take risks. It's not sporty bet risk. Just take risks that would point you in the right direction. Take risks that are necessary for the growth of your personal success. Okay. Now the next one is be unreasonable. The next one is be dangerous. I swear, when I read this be dangerous, I immediately thought about the liquid metal, the Indaboski pastor. I don't know why, but I just thought about him. But that's the ninth one. The 10th one is create wealth. The 11th one is readily take action. Take action as soon as you need to. Don't overthink it. If you think too much, you will end up not taking the action. The 12th one is always say yes. Okay? Say yes to opportunities. Say yes to challenges. Don't think, hey, God, I cannot do this thing. Just say yes first. Figure it out later. The next one is habitually commit. See, commitment is hard, but if you're able to commit to something, when you get to the end of it, you're going to be really proud of yourself. The 14th one is go all the way. Successful people go all the way. They do whatever it takes. The 15th one is focus on now. Focus on what you can do now to point you in the direction of your goal. Demonstrate courage. Don't be afraid. I know everybody experiences fear, but your ability to move on regardless of the fear that you feel is what makes you courageous. That's the courage that they are talking about. Okay, now embrace change. Change is the only thing that is constant in life. Don't be afraid of change, embrace it. The next one is determine and take the right approach. Okay, the next one is break traditional ideas. The next one is be goal oriented. See, it's a lot. It's a lot. There are a lot more. See, I would really advise that you get this book. Get this book. If you need a wake up call, if you need to be reminded why you need to focus on your goals, take get this book. It is not that expensive. I got mine from a physical shop. I think I got it less than 4,000 naira. I don't know how much it is online, but I got mine for less than 4K. You have to buy this book and read it. Another thing I love about this book, let me just quickly talk about it, are these I don't know if you can see this, but there are questions from each chapter. There are questions that you can answer from, like, after a chapter, there are questions about that chapter to show if you understand. Now, if you cannot answer these questions, it means that you do not understand what you read and you have to go back and read it. That's why I love it. That's one other reason why you should also get this book. It stimulates your mind, it gets you thinking, it gets you to take action. I really, really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll try to make one every month because I read at least one book per month. So I'll try to make more book reviews. But if you enjoyed this review and you think you're going to get this book, let me know in the comment section. If you are getting started on personal development and you need book recommendations, my first video is going to help you with that. I made 3 very great book recommendations there. I'm going to put the link to that video so that you can just watch it if you want. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Till next time, bye.